done
That's
for
when the
now.
group chat opens back up.
Yeah, there we go, Hazel.
Is it recording right now? I have a PSA for all the MLB teams out there. Stop being such pussies and throw Aaron Judge strikes.
He's going to freeze at 60, and I can't wait.
He has 2 walks today. He has like 18 walks in the past like 5 games.
Guy's a team player.
He is a team player. I'll take it.
He's selective.
Triple crown, baby. Goat dog.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Goat Talk. This past weekend, week 3 of the NFL has just wrapped up. Some exciting games, some not exciting games.
Very shitty games.
Yeah, I mean, let's start Thursday
Way to
night.
start
We had
these
the Steelers at the Browns. Browns win 29-17.
Fuck out of here.
Trubisky was 20 for 32, 207 yards. No TDs or anything. Brissett, 21 for 31, 220 with 2 TDs.
Like I said from the beginning of the season, the Steelers are
Poverty.
their season's just based on their quarterback play, and Trubisky is not it.
I mean,
He's not
Deontay
it.
Johnson had 8 catches, 84 yards. Dude, they
He's
got to
money,
get
dude.
George Pickens the ball.
No.
You got to get him the ball. Like, you see what happens when you throw to him. He made a sick catch, and, like,
Yeah.
he's just a dog.
When you have a quarterback that can't throw, it's hard to get him the ball.
I know. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, they're a menace. Like, if they lose, like, 2 more games and they're, like, 1-4, like, why not put Pickett in?
They have to.
He's
That's
third
what you-
string
what do you
now.
have? Yeah, but you're 1-4. What are you gonna
Yeah.
lose? Like, you're gonna put Mason Rudolph in? Come on.
Yeah. He's the
Like, what do you-
future.
what do you-
He's the
what do you
future.
what are you protecting Pickett for? Like, even if he is that bad, like, get him some experience. Like, you're going nowhere this season as of now. It's still way too early to see what teams are going to be the best in the league and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I just don't think Trubisky is bringing you anywhere. Even if he is a little bit better than Pickett, he's not bringing you anywhere. You might as
No.
well start the guy you just drafted and see what he could do going into next season and see where you have to retool next season.
Yeah, I mean, Najee had 15 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown, while also having 3 catches for 5 yards. I mean, he also lost a fumble, which was bullshit on the last play of the game. That shouldn't have even counted for him. Steelers really should have covered. That was bullshit. I can't believe they didn't cover because of that. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like, I couldn't believe that.
Betting
Heck.
sucks.
Cost me a parlay. Had Najee anytime touchdown, Chubb anytime touchdown, Steelers plus 7.5 to win, like, I think it was like 105. Steelers didn't cover 7.5 because of that last play.
It's insane.
Dude.
But on the Brown, Nick Chubb,
Stud.
dude,
Dog.
best running back in the league right now.
Dog.
Literally,
RBU.
that's where.
Dog.
Yeah.
23 carries, 113 yards, touchdown, averaging 4.9 in just that game. But
he's been nasty.
I mean, he leads the league in rushing yards
Yeah,
right now.
He's been nasty. He's been the focal point of that Browns team, and then just the tandem of him and Kareem Hunt is just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So I know his rookie year and Baker's rookie year, because they were the same class, they were on Hard Knocks. First episode of Hard Knocks, they show Baker coming into the airport, so many fans surrounding him and everything, and then they show Nick Chubb in the airport. He's just a normal guy walking through. One guy goes there, he goes, "You a football player?" Yeah, just got drafted to the Browns.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd you play? I went to University of Georgia. Oh, that's nice. Good luck. Walks away. But everybody surrounding Baker.
You a football player?
It was so funny.
Good luck. Walks
You
away.
didn't even recognize him. Just you a football player.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Fucking
All
Nick
right.
Chubb, dude. That's my guy.
We can go from one shitty game to another.
Yeah, we go to Houston versus Chicago. Maybe a Super Bowl matchup prediction right here. I mean, Chicago's 2-1. Got a pretty good defense or whatever. Justin Fields is trash.
Horrible.
I don't
So
care if the
bad.
2-1.
Bottom of the
Dude.
barrel.
So bad.
He is so bad.
I mean,
Davis Mills is better than Justin Fields.
Oh yeah, I think Justin Fields is the worst starting quarterback in the league, and there's a couple bad quarterbacks in the league. Justin Fields is bad.
Justin Fields is really freaking bad.
I mean, Damian Pierce started
He looked
to break
good.
out a little bit. I mean, averaging 4 yards a carry with a touchdown this week, with
Mhm.
adding 2 receptions for 21 yards also.
Yeah, still giving. I mean, they only threw to the running backs 7 times, I think, but still giving Burkhead majority of those.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, Pierce already took over the running game,
What
obviously.
about
so
Khalil Herbert?
Yes, sir.
It's a great bench
20
player.
carries,
20 carries,
157 yards,
157 yards.
2
dude.
touchdowns, averaging 7.9,
It's
along with
insane.
two receptions for 12 yards.
Yeah, against that stellar Houston defense too. I mean, if Demont didn't get hurt, he probably would have done the exact same thing too.
Oh, yeah.
No knock on Herbert, but the Houston's defense is just. It's like Justin Fields, It's a defense, but
Dude,
But,
talking about defense, though, Roquan Smith had 16 tackles.
Yeah, dude, that guy.
That's
Roquan Smith is
absurd.
a beast, dude.
I don't even
Didn't
know
he
if I
request a
count
trade?
the 16.
What?
I thought he requested a trade.
I mean, who wouldn't want to be off that team?
No, I'm pretty sure he requested a trade before the season started. I'm like looking at the score sheet. It's like field goal, touchdown, 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 field goal, touchdown, field goal, and all those touchdowns were scored by
Khalil Herbert.
Yeah. But on to the next game.
Yeah, that one's not
Which
very
this team is
interesting.
kind of surprising me. Is the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm pretty sure they're the only 0-3.
They are the only 0-3 team.
because the Texans tied.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Vegas always wins, except if you're the Raiders.
Yeah.
They are
yeah.
0-3.
I really thought they were gonna beat this Titans team.
I honestly I don't think the Titans are that good of a team. I thought the Raiders are a pretty good team, just in a tough division this year. But starting off 0-3 in that type of division, and even with the Chargers, you got Keenan Allen coming back and stuff like
Yeah.
that. The Raiders have a big uphill climb. I don't know if they're gonna be able to overcome.
Ah, man.
I don't want to say like Derrick Henry looked like his old self, but he looked a lot better than what he did in the first 2 weeks. Like
Oh yeah.
20
Definitely.
carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Like
Oh yeah.
he should average.
Ow.
Oh, he also had 5 catches for 58 yards, which
Yeah,
is
so
pretty
yeah.
crazy.
It combined 130 or 140
Yeah.
yards, touchdown. Derrick Henry's. I still think Derrick Henry's gonna do Derrick Henry
I
things
hope
this
so,
year.
dude. I need him. to
Now, do
come
we
at least.
do we think this Las Vegas 0-3 start is because of quarterback play? How do you feel about Derek Carr so far this year?
I think Derek Carr's been fine. I don't think he's been great, but I think he's been fine. Like you can't really blame it on Derek Carr. I think their defense has been a problem.
Yeah, they really should be 1-2. They shouldn't have lost that game to the Cardinals in overtime.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they lost this game. This was a close game. They lost by 2 points in this game.
they got the Broncos this week, then the Chiefs, Texans, Saints, Jags, Colts. So their schedule's not that hard. Like their schedule will ease up a little bit, but just those division games are gonna hurt them so
Oh
much.
yeah. And if
Yeah.
they're playing like this, you're not beating the Chiefs.
You're not beating,
Not beating the Chargers, dude. Like,
mean,
the Broncos' defense has looked amazing. Russell Wilson hasn't looked that great.
Yeah,
but
but I mean, they might lose this week. They might be 0-4.
Yeah.
Like Broncos can beat them. They
I
have the
know.
possibility.
No,
of beating
the
them.
Broncos I think are a very
they
good
can
team.
they pull
And
out
Russell
the
Wilson
dubs,
hasn't
man.
even been playing like Russell Wilson,
I
know.
He's
obviously.
playing like
So the Broncos
ass.
are still a scary team because that defense shows that they could fucking ball.
Yeah.
Dude. That defense can ball.
Yeah,
On to
not
the-
not not much going on in that. I said it before this started. Kind of a shitty week of football. Not
We gotta-
much good going on.
We got a special guest that just popped up on camera.
Hazel.
She's just here for the cookies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, shout out to Brittany baking us up some cookies out here.
Hey,
Even though they're only average at best, but
Yeah.
she tried. She tried.
I've seen better.
But all right, to the next game. Surprise one right here.
yeah, this one was
Even
very
though I think the Colts are
surprising.
better than they've been playing, the Colts taking down the Chiefs 20-17.
That
I mean, stellar
That was
defensive play from the
crazy.
Colts in this game.
I mean, dude, Matt Ryan had a pretty good game. He didn't throw for that crazy amount of yards, but very efficient. And they came out and won. Jonathan Taylor, another very average to below average week.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what's up with running backs in general this year. Like they're bad, but I mean Michael Pittman 8 catches 72 yards, which was decent, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
no. He had a good week.
Dude, I just said it. I'm gonna keep saying it. This was an average to shitty week of football,
Yeah.
especially if you're looking at like the stats of these players. Like, yeah, it's a good game, right? There's a lot of good games, a lot of close games, but we're looking at this, right? Like, Juju had 5 for 89. That's good.
Yeah. But
Kelsey,
the Chiefs
but-
had no running game.
Mahomes
look at
led
that.
them in rushing
No,
with
yeah.
26 yards.
I saw one.
I
the Bills Dolphins
Oh my
game this
God.
week.
He
I know
had
I'm
0
skipping.
yards.
Yeah.
So the next game we're going to be talking about is the Bills-Dolphins game. But I saw at one point in the game,
Fuck you too.
but I saw one part of the game. It was like I was looking at the Bills rushing stats. It was like the Bills, besides Josh Allen, had a combined like 13 rushes at one point for like 19 yards, and Josh Allen had like 5 rushes for like 40. It was stupid, some stupid stat like.
I mean, you look here, CEH 7 carries, 0 yards.
Yeah, and that
That's
can.
absurd.
When it comes to like the dog days, when you start like playoff time or the big division games, the Chiefs are going to have to get that running game going because I don't care how good Pat Mahomes is. If you could just set back 7, 8 guys every down and you're not going to get a rushing game going.
I just don't think it's going to be possible for them. CEH is not a prolific he's not a runner.
No.
Like, he's good in the passing game, very good. And that's what they drafted him for because they were so dynamic with having Tyreek there too that he was either wide open or Kelsey was wide open or CEH was wide open on the dump. But now it's just I mean, McKinnon was good back in his year that he wasn't hurt. I think he had a year where he wasn't hurt, right?
And I think Tyreek's showing how valuable he was to this team.
100%.
And Juju's not a bad receiver. I don't think he's a great receiver, but going from Tyreek Hill to Juju, that's a big step down. And it shows it's hurting Pat Mahomes at least a little bit.
Edwards Helaire had 7 carries, 0 yards, but he also had a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
How do you? Yeah, he had a rushing touchdown. He had 0 rushing yards, but a rushing touchdown, dude. I don't. Yeah.
That's wild.
Other side of the ball, nothing great. I mean, kind of a good game from Alec Pierce. 3 catches, 61 yards. It's a name.
I mean, they won the game. Matt Ryan had 2
That's a guy.
fumbles.
That's a man. That's a football player.
Matt Ryan had 2 fumbles, and like they still came
Those
out
are
with
letters.
a
That's a
huge
word.
win.
Yeah,
Mahomes
like I
was
said,
sick.
just not very good football this week.
Yeah, it just wasn't a great week of football. But to the next game, I know Joey's a little bit of upset about this game. Miami takes down Buffalo 21-19.
Yeah, I mean, congrats on your Week 3 Super Bowl win. I'm still not impressed with you
Now,
guys, dude. You
is
guys
Miami
are
the
3-4.
best team in the league?
No.
I just
Okay.
gotta say, so far this season, no, they're not. They're not even close to the best team in the league. But they have proved me wrong at least a little bit. Like, I still don't think 2 is the answer.
Look,
But they're getting their playmakers involved and they're winning games.
all I'm going to say is they were only beating teams with an O in the last name, and now they just beat a guy who didn't have an O in the last name. They can't lose, apparently.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
This is-
But I didn't watch the game. I saw the end of it on like Twitter or something. I was kind of confused as to what even happened and how they didn't get
Butt
a.
punt.
Oh, the butt pump was great.
I saw the butt punt. That was everywhere. But they had a whoever
that last play of the
the
game
last
you're
play, whoever
talking about?
caught McKinney, right?
So yeah, Josh
McKenzie,
Allen
whatever
broke
the
the
fuck-
sack.
McKenzie.
And I mean, I was looking at it at first. I thought it was all on McKenzie. I thought he had a chance to get out of bounds, but if you actually look at the clip, there was a linebacker cutting off the sideline. So McKenzie honestly had really no chance to get to the sideline. So because I remember saying, telling my cousin about that play, and I was like, dude, Isaiah McKenzie really fucked up here. Like he really fucked. Like they had a chance, and then if you really watch it, you saw a linebacker coming in to cut him off. So it was gonna be a bang bang play at that sideline. So I think his best move was to try to cut upfield, and
It shouldn't have came down to that. The drive before the butt punt, we're driving down the field, and Josh Allen has Isaiah McKenzie in the end zone. 4th and goal, has him in the end zone wide open, game-winning touchdown. And, I mean, rarely you see Josh Allen do this, but he threw it into the ground.
yeah.
And he knew. He went down to the ground. He slammed his helmet. He knew he missed. That was the game-winning.
No.
He threw the ball 63 times that game.
And I mean, dude, he still had a very good game.
Threw
Again,
400 yards.
he rushed for 47, led his team in carries again. Another team where I still think the Bills are pretty much the team to beat in the AFC.
Yeah.
But
100%.
Dolphins, they beat us by. We should have won that game. Josh Allen missed a throw, which rarely happens. Half of our team went down that game with heat flu during the game.
Yeah.
Our whole team was like out. They beat us by 2, but they didn't beat us by 2. They beat our fucking practice squad by 2.
I mean, as much as I hate both these teams, just as a Jets fan, but when Miami comes back to Buffalo, I think Buffalo is going to just
We're
kick-
gonna
they're gonna
destroy
kick
them.
the shit out of them.
And as much, I am a huge Tua hater. I think he sucks because he does suck. Jalen Waddle's good. Tyreek's good. Obviously, we've seen that with the Chiefs. Tua sucks. But watching that game, I gotta say, I was like, wow, that was actually scary seeing with his concussion. Do you see that?
Oh
His
yeah, when
concussion?
he hit the back of his head
He
on the
got
ground,
up,
and then he got up
couldn't
and
walk.
stumbled. His lineman grabbed him. It
And
was
yet
like,
he got put back into the game for a back injury.
yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
Yeah,
that's why they're
some
investigating
BS.
that.
That's
now.
some BS.
The NFL Players Association are investigating that on
Yeah.
how he was let back into the game. He couldn't walk.
Yeah, he literally stumbled. He got by. If his back was hurt, you would see him holding his back. He got up to.
Exactly,
He
like-
started trying to jog and he collapsed.
Yeah.
He
It's like-
literally obviously his lineman held him up
Yeah.
and called to the sideline.
You want to beat
That's not a back
Buffalo
injury,
that
dude.
much to where you're gonna risk this guy's
In
career. As
week
much
three,
as I hate him.
in week 3, like you said,
Yeah.
it's their week 3 Super Bowl.
Exactly, because I hate Tua a lot, but like you never want to see that on any player.
No,
as much
never.
as you hate
There's
a
never,
player. Like,
you
that
never
was
wish for
scary.
You never wish for an injury, and especially head injuries, especially in this sport,
Yeah,
are very
he
scary.
couldn't
We've
walk.
seen in the past with ex-NFL players having big-time mental problems because of head
Yeah.
injuries throughout
Now-
the league.
I'm very confused now looking at the stats of this game. You said it. Josh Allen threw the ball 63 times.
Mhm.
They had 17, 25 carries as a team. And then I switch over to the Dolphins. Tua threw the ball 18 times, Teddy Bridgewater twice, 20 pass attempts. And they had not even 20 rushes.
Well, watching the game, we dominated time of possession. And I think we tripled their total plays or doubled their total plays, but that's what killed our guys because our offense is always on the field because we doubled their plays and we're playing this 100-degree heat. Stephon Diggs went out with heat flu. Isaiah McKenzie cramped up. We lost 2 linemen. All these guys on our team were just there's an interview after the game and Stephon Diggs is like, this is the most beat up I've ever been after a football game. He's like, my whole body feels like it's shutting down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the team not being conditioned. I don't know if that's the team.
Dude, it's just
I don't
you're
know.
wearing all that gear. You go from, even though it's still early in the season,
60-degree
you play in
weather
deep,
to,
but you go from 50, 60-degree weather up in Buffalo or wherever you're playing. You go down to Miami during
The thing they
a
said
hot
on the
game with
field
all
is
that
100
gear on.
degrees.
It's
The
no matter how you
humidity,
be the
it's
most
like-
conditioned ever. When you're
Yeah.
going that big of a temperature change in that gear playing this type of sport, it's tough. It's tough to be ready for that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Unless you're practicing in that weather every single day, like Miami does. That's why I said the next time. I don't know when's the next time they play. Probably later in the season.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, again,
But when Miami comes to Buffalo, and if they play them in the middle of those dog days, December or the end of November, up that Buffalo weather, it's not going to be fun for Miami.
December 18th.
And you know the Bill, and so you know the Bills, and they're going to be hungry in that game.
And that's the thing to where again, I'm not worried because it's only week 3. I still think we're gonna win the division.
Yeah.
Still think we go in as the 1 seed in the AFC. They could have their Super Bowl. The one thing though about this game though, our rookie first round. Oh shit, I lost it. Our rookie first round pick, the guy the corner we drafted out of Florida. He had 25 coverage snaps. He only gave up 2 receptions for 10 yards. And he was switching on and off in those 25 snaps between Hill, Waddle, and Gesicki. And he gave up 2 catches for 10 yards. Did not do anything in that game.
Oh no! Tyreek Hill did it. Jalen Waddle, they didn't even really pass the ball crazy well. Miami.
They didn't really have
Jalen
the
Waddle
ball.
had, he had 100 yards receiving on 4 receptions. So he had that 145-yard reception where,
That was disgusting because that was on 3rd and 23.
yeah,
I was about to break my TV.
that's the worst. The
I
amount
was
of times I've
literally-
seen the Jets do that.
I was
fucking on
texting
defense.
Trav and Ty. I was like, if they convert on this 3rd and 23, I'm breaking my fucking phone.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I gotta actually look. I want to look back in the message on how many times I texted in the group in our group chat. Me, Travis, and Ty catch the fucking ball because our receivers would just drop the ball.
Yeah.
I felt I was texting it every other play. It's
Yeah,
mind
like I
blowing.
said, December 18th, bet the house on Buffalo,
Yeah.
no matter what the spread is.
Next game, Minnesota, Detroit. Kind of sad to see Detroit lose this one.
I'd say good game though.
I mean, it was a good
Very
game.
good game.
I mean, I think the Vikings are a good team. They have a very
They
good
are.
offense. I mean, what's going on with Jefferson though? After that Week 1 explosion,
Dude.
talks about him being the best receiver in the league.
Got
He's
shut
kind
down
of
the past 2 weeks.
exactly. I mean, he could come back next week and have a 200-yard week. But,
Yeah.
But then he's turning into one of those boomer bust guys.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
just
He's not that. Maybe he isn't that guy. You know what I mean? He's just a
yeah.
receiver.
I mean,
What happened? Put it on the quarterback play now. just like you could do with like Devontae and Derek Carr.
Yeah,
Well, look at last year though. Like he has the same quarterback
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
on
true.
probably
He's
a
got-
worse team.
Kirk could be having like a down year. Like I don't know. There's a lot of things that play.
I think it's more of these other teams got a year to look at this guy play in the NFL now, and now they know what he does, what he likes to do, instead of him just coming from college where they didn't care what you were good at usually. It was just more of like what the scheme of that school is.
especially a big time school.
So, yeah, so his first year in the league, nobody knows what he's best at. So he's just going out there and he's like, I can be free to do what I want because my team knows, but these other people don't. And now it's year 2. People are catching on. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had 3 catches, 14 yards on 6 targets. Like, is Adam Thielen finally taking this team back over?
I mean, I'm a big Adam Thielen guy. I just feel like he's always that consistent guy there. Like, yeah, no, I don't think he'll ever be he'll put up Justin Jefferson numbers like he did last year at 1,600-yard season, but he's always that consistent receiver that, has sure hands.
And now they lose a big piece in Dalvin Cook.
I didn't even see what happened. What happened?
Supposedly he's questionable for next week. Supposedly a shoulder injury, I believe.
Shoulder.
Supposedly he's questionable. I don't think he's going to play this upcoming week.
I don't think so either. But he's he's gotten hurt the past 3 years.
I know.
Yeah, but it's usually, obviously you never want a guy to keep getting hurt, but he's out for, 2 or 3 games. Then he comes back and he's fine the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But honestly, those games that he misses, they don't take a big loss. Madison's a beast.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
He runs.
Well,
A
that's
lot
what-
of teams
that-
have good number 2s,
but that's what-
these number 1s are just
But I
so
always say,
elite.
I think the running game for the most part is based off your team scheme or your line. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
say,
if you have a
look
good
at,
line.
like the Steelers. Besides this year, but the Steelers the past 5-6 years, all their running backs, no matter who stepped in at running back, would always have at least a decent game. You know what I mean? From Najee Harris last year, James Conner before that, Le'Veon Bell before that. They always had quote unquote good to great running backs. But sometimes you got to look at it maybe it's the scheme or the offensive line. There's going to be some generational talent running backs where wherever you put them, they'll make plays. But
I do think a lot of teams have good number 2s. So Madison's a very good number 2. I was just thought of 3 or 4 in my head, and then when I started to speak, I lost all of them.
yeah.
Khalil Herbert.
Jamal
Khalil
Williams.
Herbert is very
Jump
good.
to the other team in this game, Jamal Williams.
Oh, that's what I was
20
thinking. Jamal
carries,
Williams.
87
And then
yards,
that
2 touchdowns.
that was
That's
bringing me
another-
to Green Bay.
Yeah.
A.J. Dillon, an
Yeah.
insane number 2 also. So it's there are a lot of teams that have
Supposedly
number
Swift
2s.
can miss a couple weeks here too.
Brandon, who has him in our league, was telling me because he's really up to date with his players. Obviously, he said 3 weeks probably
Yeah, so
because he has
Jamal
it's
Williams-
ankle and shoulder.
I think
He has
Jamal
2
Williams
injuries, double
has
whammy.
got a lot to prove these next 3 weeks. I think he's going to come out and ball.
Even
And they
when
they
Swift,
love him
though,
there too.
The past 2 weeks when Swift was healthy in there's been a couple times where Jamal Williams will steal the touchdown from him. He's
Yeah.
done it. In
He
one-
did it week
one
1. He took 2 in
Well,
week
Jamal
1.
Williams would also, when he was still with Green Bay behind Aaron Jones, he would steal some touches from him too in the red zone. Jamal Williams is he's a pretty good
solid.
running back as a backup. He's
Well,
one of the
if-
better backup running backs in the league.
If Chris had a better number 2, I'd be like, dude, dump Jamal right now for something decent.
Yeah.
I would if I had a better number 2, but it's J.K. Dobbins is number 2, so or Pollard, whichever you want to
That's
call
actually
it.
crazy. How a lot of these teams have number 2 running backs, and the ones that we just named, it's the NFC North.
Yeah.
Every
Well,
team in the NFC
yeah.
North has a great RB2.
Pollard's a good one
Wild.
too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
that is
wild.
crazy. That
That
division
whole
does that a
division.
lot.
What did St. Brown do this week? 6 catches, 73
He
yards.
also, well, you said isn't he injured? Might be
Yeah,
injured.
Something happened to him. He got hurt to where he was questionable.
Speaking of injuries, Mac Jones, high ankle sprain.
Oh yeah.
Patriots are toast.
It's looking to not be very good for him. So
Yeah. And dude, he had
Who's
a.
their backup?
I mean, completion,
Doesn't
his
matter.
efficiency wise and yards wise, he actually had a pretty good week. It's just the 3 picks that killed him, and not converting in the red zone.
What about his gritty that he hit? You see that?
No.
Yeah.
Fucking Herb.
I think last week Mike Gesicki tried it too.
Oh,
Mike
that
said,
was
Yeah.
brutal, dude. That was so bad.
I think he went on Twitter after the game. He goes, "I guess I got to." He goes, "It looked better in the mirror or
Yeah.
something like that."
That was bad.
the New England rushing scene always seems to be there. Stevenson with a touchdown, Damian Harris touchdown, Mac Jones rushing touchdown. No, there was 0 passing touchdowns, 0 receiving
Had
touchdowns.
156 yards.
Devontae Parker and on 5 catches too. That's
Yeah, he had
fucking
10
nuts.
targets, but he had 5 catches for 156 yards. Jeez, bro.
I mean, if you look, it's split carries for Stevenson and Harris, but Stevenson just seemed to do a lot more at those carries. 6.1 yards per carry, 71 yards, 73. Sorry.
Yeah,
I mean, the other side of the ball, Lamar Jackson, 11
Yeah.
carries, 107 yards in the touchdown.
He
Average
threw
9.7.
4 touchdowns also.
That's the Lamar. Yeah, that's the Lamar we know.
Mark Andrews, 8 catches, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's the Lamar Jackson. I think if Lamar Jackson can play like this, like obviously, the Ravens are going to be another dangerous team.
Until he signs with another team next year.
Yeah, I know.
For real. Like Detroit, and then Detroit wins a championship.
That would be nasty.
Honestly, I would.
They would be nasty, dude.
I would hate it because Lamar would get a ring, but to see
Yeah.
Detroit get a ring, that would be pretty cool.
Now, Justin's favorite game of the week.
Yeah, I mean,
Bengals Jets. Is there
Jets.
much to say about this game?
not really. Joe Flacco sucks.
Is there even
Zach
anything?
Wilson comes back this week. Hopefully, this is his make or break season. Honestly, I just really want the Jets that Zach Wilson's back. I want them to open the playbook for him. Don't play this little try to baby him game with these stupid little safe plays. Open the playbook, see what he could do.
I mean,
Make or break season. If the Jets don't look like they're going anywhere this year, but we have some playmakers. It looks like some young playmakers. Brees Hall looks good. Michael
Garrett
Carter
Wilson's
looks decent. Garrett Wilson
insane.
looks like a stud. So if Zach Wilson get the ball to these guys, Zach Wilson showed he can make some highlight plays, but he's also shown that he can make some dumbfounded throws. But I want the Jets to really open the playbook for him, and then the Jets being the Jets. I don't know if you guys saw our star defensive player trying to fight one of our defensive coaches on the side.
yeah, I did see that.
That was crazy.
Now,
Did you
is
ever
it-
say what that was about?
No, it won't come out. They're going to keep it within the locker room. But DJ Reed, our 1A or 1B corner, him and Sauce have actually been very good. Our safety's been the biggest problem this year. Our safety's been horrible. But he came out after the game as like a leader, and he said the communication problems between the coaches and players have to be resolved this week in practice. He goes, the communication has been horrible. So,
Really?
yeah.
I bookmarked this on Twitter. I'm immediately taking it out after this because it's a fucking Jets thing. But I bookmarked it for you. Sauce Gardner versus Jamar Chase. 10 snaps, 1 target, 0 catches. Pretty crazy. That's it. I'll give it to him. That's crazy.
So the one good thing about the Jets this year, our 2 best players so far have been our 2 big first-round rookies, Garrett Wilson and Sauce has been. I don't care how much you hate the Jets. Sauce has been lights out every single game. He has been great. I am so happy with Sauce Gardner, and I was a little skeptical about the pick at first, but he has been lights out.
Now, other side of the ball, is there any even good takeaway for that offense here? Like, no offense to the Jets. You said they do have very good corners,
Yeah,
but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Joe Burrow threw for 3 touchdowns on the Jets. That's sick.
But it's another thing also, the Jets can't really move the ball on offense. Like, yeah, Joe Flacco, if you look at his numbers, they look decent, like yards-wise, completion-wise or whatever. But when you watch the games, they can't make the big plays. Like, they'll start off the game with 4 3-and-outs in a row. Like, when your defense is consistently on the field like that, like, and again with the Bills this week, even though they played in crazy heat, but when when one side of the ball is on the field that much,
Yeah, it's just.
you're bound to get tired. I don't care how in shape you're bound to get tired.
I think one takeaway for me here is just how good that Cincinnati receiving core is. Like, Jamar Chase to only have 29 yards, but then T. Higgins and Boyd
And
both
T.
around
Higgins,
100,
So
bro.
I don't know if you saw T. Higgins' longest catch. Well, there was the one touchdown that was taken away that was very
That was
close. That was a sick
crazy.
catch. But T. Higgins had a 45-yard reception. I don't know if you saw the highlight or whatever. It was Sauce was on him. Sauce had great coverage. Great coverage. It was like the 45-yard pass. So he was just behind T. Higgins. Joe Burrow threw it up one-on-one. T. Higgins mossed him, like literally mossed him. Jumped like 10 feet up in the air. Caught it, landed on the ground, and then got hit, which should have been called it was called unnecessary roughness. I thought it should have been targeting, even though it was against my team. Our safety came over. I forgot his name.
Johnny McSucks.
Yeah, he's trash. Both our safeties have been horrible, especially in coverage. But he came over as T. Higgins is already falling. Like, there was no shot T. Higgins was running after this catch.
Yeah.
Like, he was falling on his back, and he comes over and goes head-to-head as he's falling. And I'm like,
T's a dog, dude.
And again, on my fantasy team, he
Dog.
went out for, like, that whole quarter after that on concussion protocol.
I knew he was gonna be. There's always like that one guy. Like we all well, you had a lot of guys from fucking Georgia that just end up being good, but like, not a lot of offensive players besides quarterbacks come out of Clemson. You're like, oh, like they're good in college,
Yeah.
but you're not like, oh, they're gonna be sick. But like him coming out of fucking college, I was like, just wait, this guy's gonna be fucking good.
It's like D-Hop.
But yeah, the Jets, hopefully Zach Wilson creates a spark in this offense, but it doesn't look, that offense just doesn't look good.
To the, as of right now, 1B to Josh Allen's 1A for MVP. Actually, I don't know. Lamar's probably up there too.
Dude,
But Jalen Hurts.
This guy has been unreal. Unreal. Another great dude, 340 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. I mean, didn't have a crazy great rushing week, but
Wasn't needed.
yeah. Devontae Smith, 8 receptions, 116 yards, a touchdown. A.J. Brown, another very good week, 5 receptions, 85 yards, touchdown. This Eagles
That was
team.
A.J. Brown's first touchdown as an Eagle. I thought he got one week 1.
No,
I
he
guess
had
not.
160 yards, and that was it.
That's wild. Yeah, I can't wait. Devonta Smith put up 30 points.
The
this week.
Eagles are taking the NFC East, it looks like, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be close.
Yeah.
They are very good. The Eagles are a very good team this year.
I mean,
Dude,
Commanders, the other side of the ball, Carson Wentz looked like
Yeah.
good old Carson Wentz against his old team.
Yeah, Carson Wentz just isn't good.
Dude, the Eagles might only lose like 3-4 games all year looking at their schedule. Like, their schedule is cake.
Yeah,
I mean, we always think that about teams, and then
yeah. You never know in
things
the NFL.
happen.
The NFL is always that. There's
Like-
always those games that.
Like
come
we
out
weren't
of
sitting
nowhere.
here like, oh, the fucking Bills are gonna have a loss to the Dolphins at the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
right? But it happened.
Yeah.
So
There's always outside factors that happen between injuries, weather. You just never know what could happen week to week.
yeah,
But it
nothing.
looks like right now the Eagles are going to
Yeah.
be one of the top teams in the NFC.
Only good thing about this Washington team right now, well, not right now, but this game would have been Terry McLaurin, 6 catches,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
finally
102 yards.
back.
I mean, Curtis Samuel had a good week. He had 7 catches for 48 yards, but
Carson Wentz was second on the team in rushing. That's how you know you got a problem.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz sucks.
To the next game though, Carolina takes a win at home against New Orleans.
Pretty surprised by that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
Jameis
Jameis
looked
is
bad.
just
Yeah.
is still chucking. He's
Yeah.
still throwing the ball.
I'm telling you,
a lot.
man.
Bad.
he's got to catch up with those touchdowns. But the picks are on their way. Those 30 picks, he's
He'll
not.
have that one game of like 6 touchdowns, 400 yards, and he'll be like, "Oh, Jameis is here again." And then the next game, he'll throw another 4 picks.
I think he needs LASIK again.
he needs a second one.
I heard it only lasts 2 now.
Olave, though. Olave
But
looks
dude,
good.
very
dude.
good young wide receiver. Another one
9
out of Ohio
catches,
State.
147 yards. He had 13 targets.
Yeah,
Kamara, I mean, 15 carries, 61 yards, not horrible. Didn't get any touchdowns, and you said it. He only had 2 catches, but what do you have?
7 or 8 targets.
8 targets, something like that.
They need you to start getting the ball to Kamara.
Yeah, I think it's just that accuracy problem on those short
Yeah.
dump offs.
Maybe he has too good of
Jameis
eyesight now.
Winston, dude.
Maybe he has two. Maybe he has. too
Imagine
good of
that's the
eyesight.
one throw you can't make. You're like, Kamara,
He has the yips.
damn it!
He has the yips. Like it's like in baseball, you see some pitchers that can't throw to first base. I'm like, dude, how can you pinpoint accuracy, throw a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, right? But you can when you get a ground ball, you can't throw the ball to first base. It's the yips, dude. It's
Yeah.
the yips.
That game, pretty boring. Now, this was probably my most surprising game. Jaguars 38-10 over the Chargers.
Hey,
Dude, that had to be.
Trevor Lawrence is the real
Surprise.
deal. I think Trevor Lawrence is the guy in Jacksonville. I think he's going to do a lot of good things. Christian Kirk, somewhat proven that he's being pretty consistent over there in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Zay-
I think
Zay Jones did have a game, 10 for 85 and
just
a
think it's one of
touchdown,
those
but
games
yeah,
where the
100%.
scheme worked out.
Yeah, Kirk
Page
though,
in his
6 for
favor.
72 and a touchdown. Like
He's got 3 touchdowns on the year already. Christian
he's
Kirk.
doing his thing. The running back duo of James Robinson and Etienne. I mean, Etienne not as good this week, obviously.
Yeah,
Only
James Robinson showing.
yeah.
He's coming right back. That Achilles didn't affect him.
Thank God that I drafted him too. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem like a big split in carries, but they did use ETN a little more towards the end of the game because they were blowing them out.
Yeah.
So it was a little more split than that earlier in the game. But Robinson,
Like, what about the other side of the ball? Like, their defense looks like it's the Jaguars from 2017 when they went
Yeah.
to the AFC.
Yeah.
and we were all praising
But
the
I also-
defense coming
But
in this year, man.
But again, I think it helps. Like what I was talking about the Jets before is Trevor Lawrence didn't play that good last year.
Yeah.
And when your defense starts playing, a defense can look worse statistically than they actually are when your offense is
When you're on
bad.
the field 90%
Exactly.
of the game.
So now that the offense is starting to pick it up and they're starting to hold the ball longer and obviously score touchdowns, it makes the job on the defense a lot easier, especially when you have good players on defense. When you're keeping them well rested and your team's winning the game, they have a lot less pressure on them. They're a lot more rested, and they're going to play good. So the Jaguars are surprising me a little bit, and I do think they are better than I thought they were. Chargers, I don't think the Chargers are going to – I think Herbert was hurting a little bit this week.
100%.
I think
And-
most impressive stat, Herbert's hurt. If he's fully healthy, maybe they make the game closer. Maybe they win the game. My most impressive stat coming from this game, Jaguars punted the ball once.
Yeah. No, Jaguars
That's
opposite,
absurd.
but that comes from quarterback play too. He's managing the
Yeah.
game. He's throwing accurate passes. He's being efficient. Trevor Lawrence looks like he's going to be a very good quarterback in this league for a long time. Which
Thank God.
coming out of the draft,
Thank God. I gave him a year, and I was like, if you're not good after this year, like,
yeah,
I'm going to have to jump.
You didn't go to Clemson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to have to jump ship. But gives my mom something to watch, so.
yeah. Trevor Lawrence is a very good quarterback, and I think Jacksonville. I think they could surprise some people this year. Now, I'm definitely was wrong about them in the beginning of the season. It looks like for now, at
Yeah,
least.
for now. Hopefully for a
Yeah.
good amount of season. Now, another, in my opinion, shit game. The Rams-Cardinals.
Dude, this Rams -3 was the fucking lock of the century.
Dude,
It was way too easy.
Kyler Murray. He's tiny.
Cod's back out, baby.
COD hasn't dropped yet, but the
The
beta
beta
did.
did,
So,
That man's been grinding over there. I mean, he didn't have a horrible game, but
okay, dude, he threw the ball
60 times.
60 times and had 0 touchdowns. Like, he did not have a horrible game, like you said, but for what we've seen
Not
from
fin-
him,
he's
dude,
not finishing in the red zone.
he's not even getting to the red zone most of the time, dude. It's crazy.
I'm trying to
My
remember,
boy Zach
but I
Ertz
think
is playing nice this year, but
the first episode we did of the NFL season where we did our bold prediction and stuff. Pretty sure I said they were gonna finish last in the division. I'm pretty sure I said Kyler Murray sucks.
Yeah. He
I'm
doesn't
pretty sure
suck, but
Dave
they are
giving me
going to.
shit for it.
Yeah, because he's won me 3 fantasy weeks in a row, so does he suck? Not really,
Yeah.
but
Your team won you though. It's not him.
I don't
He's
know.
dog-
My team led by 5'8" Kyler Murray is 3-0, and your team led by 6'30" Josh Allen. I
Yeah,
don't.
bro. My quarterback's better than yours, but your team is better than mine.
No, I think it's all quarterback play. I think mine's better.
Kyler Murray's the
fucking-
truth.
Mine threw 0 interceptions this week.
That man, I didn't have any. That man.
No, Josh Allen's a stud. Kyler Murray
stayed in
fucking sucks.
Oakland and played baseball.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have made any money. He would have sucked at baseball.
Oh, he sucks at football. So
He made $250 million from
Now
him
he-
before he started sucking, though.
That looks like it's going to be a bad contract for them.
Yeah, Marquise Brown, 14 catches, 140
Hold on,
yards.
sorry, timeout. A trade just went through in one of my leagues. Well, I could vote against it. One team gives up Kirk Cousins and Chris Godwin for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think Trevor Lawrence wins that trade.
Whoever's getting Trevor Lawrence
Yeah.
right now. But that's not like OD one-sided, because when Godwin comes back, he's going to be a good football player.
Who's this guy's team when he gets Godwin back?
It just seems like he doesn't need
Oh, he's got Derek
Lawrence.
Carr. That's why he traded Trevor Lawrence.
I would have kept Trevor Lawrence. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, this is a very not great game. I mean, we go to the Rams side of the ball. Stafford, 250 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Stafford doesn't give a fuck. All right, we're just going to put it on the table right now. That guy's got balls. He doesn't give a fuck about his stats. He'll throw all the interceptions he wants, win a Super Bowl doing it like last year.
There it is.
Led the league in interceptions. Like, he doesn't give a fuck, all right?
Stafford's a dog.
So I'm
Stafford's a
surprised he
dog.
didn't have any interceptions this week, but he is a dog. He does not give a fuck. Cam
Winning-
Akers
winning quarterback.
looked decent. Cooper Kupp had his first rushing touchdown. Not much behind that, though, receiving-wise. 4 catches out of 3 guys. Cooper Kupp didn't have a Cooper Kupp game, but he still had a good game. So
Wait, this guy. Sorry, this guy's Derek Carr, Jared Goff, and Trevor Lawrence. So now he's gonna have Derek Carr, Jared Goff, and Kirk Cousins.
I'm just gonna drop Kirk Cousins. He's probably just like, yeah, throw Kirk Cousins in there.
What the hell? That's
right.
wild.
The next game,
Atlanta.
Battle of the QBs.
Atlanta pulls out a dub, their first dub of the season against Seattle, which I was honestly, I wasn't surprised. It's
I
two
have the
not very
Falcons
good
winning this
teams.
Cordell Patterson is an animal. He's an animal.
Yeah, dude, 141 yards.
Dude, he's like 48 years old too. I don't know how he does it.
Dude, he's really fitting in there.
It's crazy.
Kyle Pitts looked like Kyle Pitts. He looked
yeah.
like he was back.
I mean, he always looks like Kyle Pitts. It's Kyle Pitts, but
Marcus
The
Mariota
past 2 weeks he was ass, but he looked like he was back. Drake London
with a decent
rookie.
game.
He's
Yeah.
Promising
He's
rookie.
looked good.
Mariota hasn't looked bad. I mean, he didn't do that well this week, but he didn't look bad for them.
Yeah, I just don't think, especially, I just think the Falcons are just an overall bad team, and
The best
to-
part.
to succeed with Mariota, I feel like you have to put a very good team around him. Like,
Yeah. Now, Kyle Pitts, very good player. Drake London looking like he's going to be a very good player. Cordell Patterson, the past 2 years, absolute stud. But best player on that team by far, position starts with a K. It's their kicker. Young Hoke, who I'm not sure if he even goes by that anymore. It's so confusing. He changed it to something else. It was
Really?
NBA Youngboy or something like that. But Young Hoke, who just absolutely a dog for me.
he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss.
He does not miss. The only missed field goal he has this year was a 63-yarder for the win that got blocked, which would have went through if it didn't get blocked. It still says Young Ho, but
Yeah.
it was like Young Wei last year or something like that.
Was it?
Yeah.
But on
What a
the
fucking douchebag.
but on the other side of the ball, Geno Smith actually looking pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like he's not too bad over there. Geno Smith, ex-Jet. I don't know where the hell he came from again. He just came out of nowhere.
I don't know if I mentioned Geno Smith. There's something about the guy, right? I don't know if I mentioned it on an episode or if I said it off camera, but the reason he didn't succeed as a Jet is because they just threw him into the fuck. They're just like, go.
Yeah.
They threw him in the shit. They're like, you just go do something. But then after that, sat behind Eli, which not the best thing to do, but like he's still a good quarterback.
Eli won
Sat behind Eli.
They win 2 Super Bowls as good as their defenses were. Win 2 Super Bowls as a quarterback.
Sat behind Phillip Rivers, and then sat behind Russ for 2 years. Like you get all that experience, you're gonna come out here, you're gonna be decent. Like he's not this overall insane quarterback, but he's just showing that he's learned a thing or two from all these
Hey, you can ball
good
a little
quarterback.
bit.
Yeah, he can ball.
play a little bit.
Rashad Penny, decent game. I'm still waiting for my boy Ken Walker to take over there.
Yeah.
We don't need it to happen yet, though. I think Joey still needs Rashad Penny over there.
Nah, I got Khalil Herbert.
That's true. Or D-Mont, whichever
Yeah,
one plays.
but like DK Metcalf had 12 targets. Like he only caught 6 of them, but like 12 targets. Like he's getting the volume that he's supposed to be getting. So he can still put up.
Lockett's still getting the volume too. Lockett is. Dude, there's some good number 2 receivers in the league, but he is one of the best number 2 receivers
Tyler Lockett
in the league.
over like the years, like the Russ years, has been the biggest boomer bust.
Oh, 100%.
Like that man would have one game like 150 yards, 3 tutties, and then come back next week and not even be looked at.
Because he's the burner, dude.
Yeah.
Literally, it would just be like Russ would be like,
He had anything.
"Oh fuck," and just fucking chuck it.
Yeah.
I had him a couple years ago, and it was just like it was amazing when he did good.
Yeah. He was a weak winner when he did good and a weak loser when he didn't do good.
Like that was like Emmanuel Sanders when he was with the Broncos.
Yeah.
The year I had him, he had one of the best fantasy weeks of a player that year. He had like 50 points.
Yeah.
It was like almost the top. Like I don't know. It was crazy though. Yeah, that was honestly one of the better games. I kept seeing that they were going back and forth, like the whole game. I didn't really watch it much. Another crap game. The
Green Bay
Packers, Tampa Bay. I saw the score. It was 14-6. I was like, oh, it's got to be like the first quarter. 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way.
This game was terrible.
So Aaron Rodgers, I feel bad for the monitor guy in Tampa Bay because Aaron Rodgers definitely got him fired.
What did he do? I didn't see it.
So Aaron Rodgers after the game says, a big reason we had an advantage this game is because he didn't say why, he didn't give any details, but he said the Tampa Bay monitor guy put something on the big screen that gave them a big advantage.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would like he
conversion to tie the game.
Yeah, I don't know if he revealed like a play sheet or something like
Yeah.
that. He didn't. Obviously, they're not going to give details on it, but that guy definitely does not have a
yeah.
job anymore.
Is
Overall.
finally, is he finally having a bad year?
Dude, their offense.
He
has
had
not-
nothing to go for. He had no offense this week.
I'm saying like all 3 weeks. Like they're 2-1, but
He's
like,
been
he's
pretty
not been looking
underwhelming
like
this
his
year, yeah.
Old self. Like, is Giselle in his head?
Yeah, I honestly,
so.
I honestly do think so because I saw that one. It might be just the way the camera got him or something like that. But that one post conference when he first came back, I think week 1, and he looked like 30 pounds light. He looked
Yeah.
like dude, he literally looked like a crackhead on the
Dude,
stage.
I don't know how true the report is, but like there was a report I think came out yesterday or today that like him and Giselle have been living in like separate homes for like the past like 2 months.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Like
What a bitch.
it's getting
Supposedly, like she retired from modeling. He was supposed to retire from football. He came back to football.
Yeah.
Supposedly, she's going back to modeling now to be petty. Poor guy, man.
Aaron Rodgers, decent game.
is a really poor guy. Though.
no,
Fuck this guy.
2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 250 yards. Typical Aaron Rodgers. Their running game, non-existent.
Dobbs breaking out.
Yeah, Romeo Dobbs.
They need
Coming
Aaron
into the
Rodgers.
wide receiver
Someone
one.
needs to step up in that receiving core because
We
you have
all-
that good of a
Really
quarterback.
thought it would be
yeah.
Lazard.
No, okay. Lazard's not bad, but I just knew he wasn't. He's not a number one. He's
not
not a
that
good
guy.
number.
Yeah,
He's
but
not that
nobody
guy.
else on that team was the number one either.
Yeah, but Dobbs is now.
Well,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
he is, but like he was.
That's
one
what
you
they-
You don't know what to expect.
No, they knew what to
coming
expect.
into the season, you expect
They said-
Lazard to be the number one.
They said we're gonna draft Christian Watson, so you guys think that we have a number one. Then we're gonna draft Dobbs because we know he's actually gonna be good.
Oh yeah, that's what.
And then we all wanted to draft him, and Nick did it really early, right there. Or
He's the Packers fan, so understandable.
you probably would have done it somewhere over there anyway. So
Just said
if I didn't do it before that,
Yeah.
yeah.
he's no longer on my team.
Surprising game. I mean, it makes sense because he technically was number one for the week. Russell Gage, 12 catches,
Yeah.
87 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah. He's
On my bench.
He's a burner too. He's a good receiver. Russell
Yeah, it
Gage.
just sucks that he's literally going to be like the number 3, number 4 when
Yeah.
Julio and everybody else comes back because
Yeah.
they're all out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evans, Godwin, Julio.
Yeah.
That's
Cole Beasley's back though. Love that.
yeah. Cole Beasley.
Love Cole Beasley
yeah.
being back.
Yeah.
It just makes the game of football so much better.
Yeah. Cole Beasley's always been that just decent receiver that you could just plug in
Now, this might have been the worst game of the week.
and it was on prime
San
time.
Fran, Denver on prime time. Before we talk about anything, I am going to mention how Jimmy G went out the back of the end zone.
Yep. Cost his team a
I saw
Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. He's finally saved.
His was way
His
worse.
dude,
Oh,
ran-
yeah, he was
ran, like,
running
10
for
yards
like
across.
yeah, he was being
Dude,
an idiot.
I saw the video again. You saw the linebacker that was chasing him, or the DN that was chasing him,
Jared Allen.
crying of
Yeah.
laughter as he's pointing at him.
I mean, given Jared Allen was a bad.
Oh
man.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was filthy.
I'm
But
just
let me say, I just want to say the all stars of this Sunday night matchup between Denver and San Fran. San Francisco punter Wisnowski, 7 punts for 362 yards, and then on the Broncos side,
this
we
guy's a
got
stud.
Waitman, 10 punts for 400.
Oh my
That was
god.
bad. 476 yards.
And
He had
6
10 punts.
17 punts combined for a total of 800 yards, pretty much.
Oh my.
The Broncos guy had 6 or 7. I don't remember which it was, 6 or 7 that stayed inside the 20. So he got them inside the 20-yard line 6 or 7 times.
What a game.
This was just
The NFL really.
We're not going to give you any other stats besides that. That's all that mattered in that game. Like, you're not getting anything else. Like, the
NFL
score was 11-10.
schedule going forward and really change these primetime games.
Yeah, I don't know.
These
That was
primetime games
Guys.
suck.
The score, 11-10.
Yeah.
Jimmy G walked out the back of the end zone. You know how many points the Broncos got for that? 2.
You could say like this was a playoff matchup, big defensive game, but just watching the game, it just
No.
looked like bad play.
See,
like
he
no
was,
one.
like, smiling and stuff after the game.
Yeah.
Jimmy, he's
Yeah.
just happy to be there, man.
Doesn't care. He's getting paid, so what's
Yeah.
the deal?
And lastly, yesterday's game, a very sad ending.
Thought the Giants were gonna pull it out. I thought they were gonna pull out a win yesterday.
I saw a meme. It was like the worst 2-0 team ever, and it was like somebody pulling a guy out and it said Giants,
Yeah.
and then behind him it was like the worst 3-0 team ever, and I was like, let's go! And then they ended up choking. So I don't know if you call it a choke, but they should have won that game. Yeah.
Towards ACL.
You see that play?
Yeah, I did see.
Dude,
that.
he was almost walking. He was jogging,
Yeah.
and his
Not
ACL
bad.
just
I
don't
went,
really
dude.
think like his season's over. I think like his career is kind of done.
I mean, they should
Like,
get rid of him.
He's
He hasn't had a
over.
good season since 2018.
He's been
been
injured.
injured,
a lot, too,
They should just. I love the guy, but they just gotta.
From this
Silly.
game, I just want to mention one thing. My non-QB MVP pick before the season, Saquon motherfucking Barkley,
Dog.
coming out again with like 130 combined yards and another touchdown. So he's a beast. He is a beast.
Honestly, if I wasn't a pussy, I would have drafted him at the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I had like number 5 or something, like if I was like in here,
Yeah.
well, not here, but if I was like here, I would have been like thinking, do I take Saquon or Aaron Jones or Chubb? Like I would not have taken him. I would not have taken him. I would have been sitting here like one of these 3 guys, and I was high on Barkley to start the fucking year, man.
I was huge on Barkley. That was my draft plan coming into this.
The only reason it wasn't mine is because I had the number 1 pick, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not taking Saquon right now with the number 1 pick. But yeah, sad game. Dallas won 23-16. CD had a very good game. Wish he had a better game so that Joey pulled out the dub, but it is what it is.
Yeah, dude, he dropped the ball.
And smiled after dropping it.
Yep. If he catches that, I win my matchup. It's disgraceful.
But yeah, we could say it was definitely an underwhelming week. Tony Pollard though.
Taking over.
Zeke done? Zeke
did-
done?
he did
The
it.
end of the
Zeke
Zeke era?
Zeke sucks.
He had 13 carries, 105 yards, Tony Pollard. They kind of split carries. Zeke with 15 carries, Pollard 13 carries. And Tony Pollard outplayed Zeke.
Dude, Tony
Could be the
Pollard
end.
is, like,
Could be the end of an era in Dallas over there.
He gets the ball. He just looks so much more explosive. So much
He's young.
faster.
He's young.
Yeah.
He's more. Not that Zeke's not in shape, but Tony Pollard's just more of an elusive back.
It's just it's
Zeke,
the word.
Zeke is a run downhill. I'm gonna take you. Like he
Yeah.
breaks tackles because he runs people over.
Yeah,
Tony
And-
Pollard is an elusive.
and their
back.
offensive line is nowhere near where it was.
No.
Zeke's starting to get to that age where, especially 4, 5, 6 years of just being that every down back, you could see it's starting to get to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be it though for this week in
Very
football.
underwhelming.
It was
3
Sweet.
not a very good week. Hopefully week 4 is gonna be better.
more explosive.
We are going to be. This episode will drop probably Thursday before the game.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm like confirming. Like, is that good?
Wouldn't it be?
Because I'll edit it tomorrow, so then I'll put it up.
Yeah, I guess so. Or you want to do predictions Thursday, and then do the recap on like whatever Saturday.
Or weren't we supposed to put our Thursday prediction in this one, and then isn't that what we usually do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday.
All right. So
Alright,
before we wrap,
First
before-
game of week 4, Thursday night. Dolphins at Bengals.
If Tua plays this game, I'm gonna be the. Tua
Bengals
should not be
minus
playing
4.
this game.
Over under 47.
like Justin just said, I didn't even know Tua got that injury, but hearing about it now, Tua probably shouldn't play, and if he
Definitely.
doesn't,
It's a back injury. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's what he
If
came out. He said the plan is he's gonna play this week. I'm
if
like,
he doesn't,
He should've been-
Bengals easily. If he does, I still think at home the Bengals are going to edge him out. I think I'm going to do another one of these. Bengals are not going to cover that spread. They're probably going to win by 3. I don't see 4. If Tua plays, I
If Tua
see
play-
3.
Last
if
second
Tua
field
plays,
goal.
I honestly could see this being a shootout,
Yeah.
like a big time scoring game.
I could see it too, but
'Cause
I
there's a
just
lot
think
of
it's going to be
There's
close.
gonna be a lot of playmakers on
Yeah.
the field this game between Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, T Higgins. Like there's a lot.
If
of
Tua
playmakers.
played, I mean the defenses are decent, but they're not great. If Tua plays, I'd lean over here too if you want a betting pick, but I am not the one to go off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to take whether Tua plays, whether Tua doesn't play. I'm going to take the Bengals with the over. I think very well 47 could definitely go over. I think it could be, like I said, a shootout. So a 28-21 game that hits the over, and it's not hard.
Yeah.
Like that's very doable for these two
I could see the
teams.
Bengals coming out and having a big offensive week, and depending where the Dolphins stand with their quarterback and stuff. But like
Hopefully
I said,
rushing because
they have
that's
a couple,
starting
but
Burrow. So.
even if they who's Miami's backup?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh,
He
dude.
played one drive last week against the Bills, and he
Yeah.
looked like shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think Teddy Bridgewater can play some football, and again,
He's serviceable.
yeah, and again with those playmakers, if you get the ball to Tyreek or Jalen Waddle, they're the two type of receivers that you can get it to them behind the line of scrimmage, and they can break for 70 yards with that type of speed. So anything can happen, but I do want to take the Bengals in this game. I think the Bengals. I'm still not high on the Dolphins, even though they've been proving me wrong left and right. But
Haven't proved shit to me.
yeah, that's my prediction. I'm taking the Bengals in that game and the over. If we're going betting wise.
I think we're all on the Bengals.
Bengals on the over.
Definitely not on the Bengals spread though, like I said.
Yeah, it's a tough spread. That's one of those spreads where like I could see this being a 3-point game, but
Yeah, that's one where like you buy a point, so you get Bengals
Yeah,
minus
yeah.
3. Yeah, because a -4 that it's gonna haunt you.
All right. That's
that
gonna wrap
wraps
it
it
up.
up.
This one, guys.
wrap your willy. Don't be silly.
Exactly. Something I usually don't do. All right. You guys know the deal. All the links, everything, social medias will be in the description below. If you like this episode, let us know in the comments.
Like, comment, subscribe,
Like, comment,
Share.
subscribe.
spread the word.
Put it on your TikToks. Put it on your social. Put it on your Face tab. Your your talk book. Put it on something, man. All right, guys. Deuces.
Peace.
Go Bills.